Well, officials from the private security firm G4S appeared before a South African parliamentary committee today to answer questions about the prison escape of a convicted murderer and rapist, Thabo Bester. Now, he broke out of a facility run by the private company last May after faking his own death in a fire. He was arrested in Tanzania on Friday, along with two others. Lawmakers want to know how Bester was able to flee from one of South Africa's most secure facilities. 3 employees at the prison were dismissed following his escape. CNN's Larry Madowo joins now from Nairobi with more. And Larry, this sounds like something out of a movie. How exactly did he manage to escape here?
Except, Isa, if this was a movie, the plot would sound so far-fetched it would be ridiculous, and yet it's entirely true. I've just returned from South Africa, and the entire nation is captivated by this. How did Thabo Bester, a 35-year-old who was serving a life sentence for rape and murder, finally manage to escape from a maximum security prison? He had applied to be moved to solitary confinement just 3 days before this fire in the prison where he faked his own death, and they somehow planted a body in his cell, and he left the prison and was living with his girlfriend, Dr Nandipha Magudumana, a celebrity doctor and an entrepreneur that's very well known in South Africa. She has more than 100,000 followers on Instagram, very glamorous. And this happened in May, but it's only until earlier this year when a local investigative outlet, Ground Up, started to ask questions that DNA analysis revealed that he did not die in the fire like was believed, that he was actually on the loose. A manhunt was launched, and he somehow managed to flee South Africa, go through 3 or 4 countries. It was in Tanzania, where he was arrested with Dr. Magudumana and another accomplice. They were said to be just 10 kilometers from crossing over here into Kenya. So South African officials are now in Tanzania trying to get them deported back into South Africa so that they can face charges. He will be sent right back to prison. But G4S officials were hard-pressed to explain to Parliament exactly how something this brazen could have happened. Listen.
Yeah, what a plot. That's all I can say. Look, what about the private...
Running a multi-billion company inside a prison cell. What was the laptop authorized to do in a cell in a prison cell?
They have the right, if they are registered with a formal institution of learning, to have access to a laptop, and for that reason, inmate Bester had access to that laptop.
So Thabo Bester had that laptop and even a phone because he officially was studying some kind of course. But he was running what is called a multi-billion-dollar business inside that prison, multi-billion rand business. In fact, one of the more outrageous things is he appeared to speak at a conference from inside prison. The guests were told he was speaking from New York. They even sang him happy birthday. This man was in prison, a maximum security prison in South Africa. And maybe the most audacious, Isa, is that he organized a women in media conference in South Africa that had big celebrity names advertised, including Halle Berry and Taraji P. Henson. This only unraveled when both celebrities said, "We don't know about this. We're not booked for this."
And I'm going to say exactly what I said before you tossed that clip. What a plot. That's all I'll say. I can understand why everyone's gripped by this. Larry Madowo, appreciate it. Thank you very much, my friend.